Back to In Focus Kentucky, where we talk about one different issue each week, and we're focusing on the pension bill here in our state of Kentucky, and we're joined now by Senate Majority Leader Damon Thayer here in studio. Thanks so much, and welcome back to In Focus Kentucky.
Great to be here. Always happy to talk about one of my favorite issues, pension reform.
And let's talk about that. Where are we with this situation? Obviously, it was a very hot topic during this 2018 General Assembly, so bring us up to speed on where we are as of now.
Sure. It was a very hot topic, controversial throughout most of the session, but the fact is our pension systems are the worst funded in America. We're either tied or below Illinois, and that is not something to be proud of. We've been working on pension reform in the Senate now for about 11 years, and we finally got some willing partners in the House of Representatives and in Governor Bevin in a desire to tackle some of these tough issues to try to make sure that we can put our pension systems on a path to sustainability while at the same time keeping the promises made to our retirees, our current employees. So we ended up passing Senate Bill 151, signed into law by the governor, and it will make no changes to retirees. One reasonable change supported by the various teachers' unions and the teachers' retirement system for current teachers. Right now and through January 1, teachers are allowed to accrue unused sick days and use them to enhance their retirement when they retire at 27 years or however long they teach. They can teach longer than that, but they have to teach a minimum of 27 years. That is a significant cost driver. $25 to $30 million a year that it costs the state government through the teachers' retirement system. And we ended that practice as of January 1. They will continue to be able to use their sick days however they want for maternity leave or if they're sick. But any days accrued after January 1 will not be able to use towards pension enhancement. They can still get paid out if they have any unused sick days at the end of their careers. They can still get paid out at 30 cents on the dollar, but they can't use it to spike their pension anymore. And then starting January 1, there will be a new retirement system for new teachers. It's called a hybrid cash balance plan, and it is a defined benefit plan, but it operates like a defined contribution plan. And what happens for those new teachers is it's a 17% contribution with 9% put in by the state, 2% put in by the local school districts, and then a 6% employee contribution. Then that 17% is invested in the stock market. You're guaranteed not to lose your original contribution, which is a pretty good benefit. Private sector folks don't have that with a 401k. 85% is invested, and those go into your cash balance plan. 15% is put aside in the event that you retire when the market is down, and that 15% is used to guarantee that you don't lose any of your original contributions. Estimates through the KTRS plan are that a retiree could have $750,000 in the cash balance, which they can then annuitize upon retirement. And even the Jefferson County Teachers Association admitted recently that this might be as good or better of a pension plan than the current defined benefit that teachers have. It will help us reduce our unfunded liability over a 30-year plan because we're going to level dollar funding under Senate Bill 151, and that means that we're treating the 30-year pension liability, which is anywhere from $40 to $60 billion, depending on whose opinion you get. We're going to treat that like a mortgage, and we're going to pay the required contribution to pay off that mortgage in 30 years. And also going to the cash balance plan reduces the risk. Right now, under a defined benefit plan, all of the risk is on the employer, which is the state of Kentucky, which is the taxpayers. When you go to a hybrid cash balance plan, that risk shifts to be shared by the employer and the employee. It will help our bond rating, which is very good news for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's a good step. It's no secret. I would have liked to have gone further. I think we need We needed to go further, but this was what we could get the votes for. And I've learned after 15 years in the Senate not to let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And this is a good bill, and I think that the taxpayers should know that it is a good bill for them because it reduces their risk. And I think for public sector employees, especially teachers, where most of the changes were made, they need to know that we are keeping our promise that was made as part of what's called the inviolable contract. Sick days are outside of the inviolable contract and are completely legal to make that change.
And also too with this pension reform, obviously a court battle is underway with on that. So what is your reaction to some of those naysayers? Our Attorney General Andy Beshear mentioned it was a secret backroom deal, is what his quote. Any reaction to that claim?
Yeah, I've got a reaction. Andy Beshear is wrong. He is suing the pension plan, claiming it's illegal, just basically to pander to the Democratic base, because I believe he's going to run for governor. And I think it's pretty pathetic, to be honest with you, that our Attorney General is taking this tact, this partisan political pandering. The bill is completely legal, and the changes that were made on Senate Bill 151 were changes made to the original Senate Bill 1 that had been out in the public eye for well over a month. All we did was ratchet a couple of changes back, took some things out of the bill. We didn't deal with the cost of living adjustment. We made no changes to the cost of living adjustment for retired teachers, and we made no changes to the way pension benefits are calculated in terms of what's known as the high three and the benefit factor. All we did was take those out of the bill and make Senate Bill 151 Senate Bill 1 without those two things. So it was completely transparent. It had been available and scored by actuaries for months. All you have to do is then take out the benefit factor and the savings that we would have achieved from adjusting the cost of living adjustment. It's pretty transparent, pretty simple to be able to understand that. And it's sad that Andy Beshear is trying to score political points by suing the state that he professes to serve.
Well, Leader Thayer, really appreciate your work that you've done during this 2018 legislative session and your work on the pension reform bill. And thanks so much for joining us today on In Focus Kentucky.
Thank you for having me on to explain the truth of what happened this session.
You bet. And thanks for watching In Focus Kentucky. You can watch this or any of our past shows online at SpectrumInFocus.com, and you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Just search @Mario Anderson TV to keep up with updates about this show. Have a great week.